Thomas Edison, one of the most celebrated inventors in history. He was called the Wizard of Menlo Park for his many inventions. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's episode, we are going to learn about the biography of Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, an American inventor and businessman. His contributions to the field of electricity and invention helped shape modern society, and he remains one of the most celebrated inventors in history. He was called the Wizard of Menlo Park for his many inventions. If there is one man who can claim to be the father of the modern age, it is Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was born on February 11, 1847 in Milan, Ohio. He was the son of Samuel Ogden Edison and Nancy Elliott Edison. He had two siblings. His mother was a former schoolteacher and his father was a farmer and businessman. As a child, Edison attended public schools in Port Huron, Michigan. However, due to his troublesome nature, he struggled to find his place. At the age of 9, Edison began working odd jobs at his father's urging to help support the family financially. During this time, he also developed an interest in science and began conducting experiments at home. He was especially fascinated by electricity and the telegraph, which was a new invention that was just beginning to be used in the United States. As a teenager, Edison became interested in learning more about telegraphy and began attending night classes at a local institute. After completing his studies, he got a job as a telegraph operator, and it wasn't long before he was promoted to a supervisory position. At the age of 21, Edison moved to New York City and started his own telegraph company. However, his business sense soon took him in a different direction. He realized that there was a need for a better way to record telegraph messages, and so he began experimenting with a device that would eventually become known as the stock ticker. This invention, along with his subsequent improvements to the telegraph system, made him a wealthy man. However, Edison was not content to rest on his laurels. He continued to experiment and innovate, eventually setting up his own laboratory in Menlo Park, New Jersey. It was here that he would make some of his most famous inventions, including the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and the first practical incandescent light bulb. Edison's success was due in large part to his relentless work ethic. He was a firm believer in the power of hard work and experimentation, and he expected the same from his employees. He was also a gifted businessman who knew how to promote his inventions and make a profit. In fact, he held over 1,000 patents by the end of his life and founded several successful companies. Despite his many accomplishments, Edison was not without his critics. Some people argued that he was more interested in making money than in advancing science. Others accused him of stealing ideas from his employees and taking credit for their work. There is some truth to these claims, but it is important to remember that Edison was a product of his time. The Industrial Revolution was in full swing, and business was often cutthroat. Additionally, Edison's employees were typically well paid, and he was known for giving them credit and shares in his companies. Ultimately, Thomas Edison was a complex figure whose contributions to science and technology are undeniable. He was a brilliant inventor, a shrewd businessman, and a tireless worker. He is truly one of the fathers of the modern age. Thomas Edison was a prolific inventor holding over 1,000 patents in his lifetime. But his greatest legacy may be the impact he had on the world of electricity. Before Edison, electricity was seen as a novelty, something that could light up a room or power a telegraph, but nothing more. However, when Edison developed the first practical incandescent light bulb, he opened up a whole new world of possibilities. The light bulb was a game changer. It allowed people to work and travel at night, and it made the home much more livable. It was the spark that ignited the widespread adoption of electricity. In addition to the light bulb, Edison also developed other important technologies related to electricity, such as the phonograph, the motion picture camera, and the first practical electric motor. These inventions further cemented his legacy as the father of the electrical age. But Edison's impact on the world of electricity went beyond his inventions. He was also a pioneer in the field of electrical engineering. He was one of the first people to understand the principles of alternating current and direct current, and he developed many of the basic components of electrical systems, such as the generator, the transformer, and the switch. But despite all of his accomplishments, Edison was not the only person working on electrical inventions. In fact, there was a fierce rivalry between Edison and another famous inventor, Nikola Tesla. The two men had very different approaches to electricity. Edison believed that direct current was the future, while Tesla was convinced that alternating current was superior. This rivalry led to the so-called War of the Currents, which ultimately resulted in the adoption of alternating current. Despite the fact that Edison lost this battle, his contributions to the field of electricity are undeniable. He is credited with lighting up the world and making electricity a part of everyday life. Without Edison's work, the world would be a very different place today. Edison's contributions to the field of electricity had a profound impact on society. His inventions and ideas paved the way for the electrical systems that we rely on today. They enabled us to illuminate our homes and streets, power our appliances, and travel through electrified transportation systems. In addition, his work laid the foundation for the development of new technologies such as radio, television, and computers. Today, we take for granted the role that electricity plays in our lives, but it was only because of pioneers like Thomas Edison that we are able to enjoy the benefits of this powerful force. The impact of Edison's work is still felt today. His inventions and ideas continue to shape the world around us. We live in a global economy that relies heavily on advanced electrical systems and technologies, and it is because of Edison that we are able to do so. He showed us the potential of electricity and the possibilities that it holds. Without his contributions, we would not be where we are today. Thomas Edison died on October 18, 1931, at the age of 84. He was survived by his wife and 6 children. He is buried in West Laurel Hill Cemetery in New Jersey. Despite his passing, his legacy continues to inspire and influence people around the world. His story is a reminder that with hard work, dedication, and a bit of imagination, anything is possible. Edison's legacy has had a lasting impact on the world. His inventions and ideas have shaped the course of history and continue to influence our lives today. If you did, please leave a like and comment below to let us know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.